welcome back to a new video. I hope you are doing fine and thank you for wasting some of your precious minutes on me and my content. As you can hear, English is not my first language. I am French, I'm a French writer. I've been making video on this channel for 4 years now, and since the beginning the idea was to have a bilingual channel. This is my first video in English. I've always been too scared to upload in English, and honestly, I cannot promise that this won't be just a one-time thing. If you're interested in writing, reading, and in French, you can follow this channel. That would make me very happy. But if you do not speak French, and it turns out that you stumble upon this video and also really like gaming channel and gaming, I do have a channel completely in English. It's my gaming channel, Sometimes She Plays. But here, we talk about writing. So first off, who am I? My name is Lullaby, of course that's a pen name. I'm a French writer, I write fantasy, I write sci-fi, I basically write everything that is imaginary or imagination in fiction because, well, real life is boring and scary. I write children's books from children that are from 3 to 6. I write middle grade books, I write YA, and I write adult books. I write novels, I write novellas, and I write short stories. Talking about short story, speaking about short story, I have been published for the first time with my short story La Night Marguerite, which can be roughly translated to The Night Daisy, I think. And this short story was published earlier this year in April in this anthology Sorcellerie Végétale. Now that we are up to date, nice to meet you. And let's start with the subject of this video. So today we are talking about hard pill to swallow for writers. Now, this idea did not pop out in my head out of nowhere. I saw a tweet about it. So I saw this tweet and I started answering what are, for me, some hard to swallow pills as a writer. I posted 2 tweets and I really had tons of ideas, and I thought, if I keep going, I'm going to write a whole thread about it. And instead of doing a whole thread, why not do a video? I wrote all of my ideas down, then I choose 10 of them, which are on this little paper that I wrote at work. So here's 10 hard to swallow pills for writers. First one, if you want to be loved as a writer, you have to fully accept that you are going to be disliked or hated, whether it's you or your book. It's a full package. Not everyone can love you and not everyone will love you. It is going to be very hard because people tend to speak louder when they hate something than when they like something. You won't be loved by everyone. That's not gonna happen. That's basically life. It's not just writing. Number 2, the first book you write or the first book you want to be published probably won't be the one you will publish first. Now this one, I'm guilty of this one. I wrote a book in 2019, which is the favorite book I've ever written out of all the book I wrote. I'm so proud of it. I love the characters, I love the setting. I worked so hard on it. And to me, it was supposed to be my first book. This is what I wanted. This book is going to be my first book. Well, after almost 40 rejection from publishing houses, I think I can understand that maybe this book won't do it. I still love it and I still hope that one day it will be published, but it probably won't be my first book. You will never emphasize on this, never perfectly master the art of writing. Never. Writing is a lot of things, and easy is not one of them. Also, there are so many methods, there are so many stories, and there are so many obstacles in life that can disrupt our writing. For any reason, you will never perfectly master the art of writing. You will always have something to learn. Always. None of your book will be perfect. You cannot be loved by everyone. If you can be published 1,000 times, if you have a little imposter syndrome in your head and in your heart, it will stay there, no matter how many success you've got. And you will never know exactly what you're doing. Writing is hard, and writing is about learning and learning and learning and learning again and again and again and again until the day we write our last book. Until the day we die, maybe. I don't know. When did you plan to write your last book? Number 4, reading reviews are for readers. Writers, please, stop reading them and stop answering to them. They are not for you. 99% of the time, people who wrote these reviews didn't even think about you. You do not exist to them. They're just criticizing an object, a book, and a book that they probably disliked if we are talking about this subject. These reviews are for readers. 1, you have no obligation to read them, especially because it's going to hurt, maybe. And 2, do not answer to them. They are not for you. Most of the time, people will see you as an asshole because you won't be nice. Your ego will be hurt, and when your ego is hurt, nothing good comes out of your mouth or from your hand if you're typing. Do not read them. And if you end up reading them, because honestly I have, do not answer to them. They are not written for you. Number 5, if you talk about writing on your social media, your community will not be made of readers, it will be made of writers. Technically, there's nothing wrong with that, but your target audience when you publish a book are readers. Most of writers are readers, but a lot of readers are not writers. And the danger of that is being followed by people who will not buy your book. Because basically, as a writer, I follow a lot of writers. Some talk about their books and it makes me want to buy them, and some talk about their method. They give advice to more writers and they're super cool to follow. But they do not write books in the genres that I love. Maybe they write romance book, erotic book. I do not read them, but I like their advice and I like to follow their method and I like to write with them, but this is not the books I want to read. Having an audience that is full of readers and having an audience that is full of writers are two different things, two different public target audience, and technically you want the readers to follow you more than the writers. At the beginning of your career, the most people that are going to buy your book will probably be fellow writers because they support you and because you are friends and you made friends along the way. But you also want people that do not write to love your book. Number 5, most writers go unnoticed. Most writers will never be well known, will never know success. They might have a little audience that will like them and will purchase all of their books, but not everyone can become big. There's not enough place for all of us. Enough room for all of us. Maybe that's better. There's not enough room for all of us. When you go into a library, you always see the same writers. Sometimes they've been here for a very long time, and sometimes they're just here for this summer and then we'll never hear from them again. They will keep writing and they will still have fans and readers that will really love their writings, but you will never see them again, like front row in your library. I know that front row is not, and bookshop. Anyway, you understand me, I think. I don't know. I don't always understand myself. Anyway, when you go to the bookshop or to the library, you always see the same names. Sometimes some people do have a little shot of fame for a little while, but most writers, you do not see them on the tables. They are hidden sometimes on some shelves that you do not go see, that you do not see. You watch the tables, and sometimes they're not even into the bookshop. Sometimes you have to order them, and in order to order a book, you have to know that the writer exists. Basically, we have more chances of being these little writers than the big ones. And it's not the end of the world. Number 6, numbers don't owe you shit. I'm going to explain that one. See, I've got 600 people, a little bit more, following me on this channel. Did I sell 600 copies of Sorcellerie Végétale? No, I didn't. As I'm making this video, I have almost 1,000 followers on Twitter. Do I have 1,000 followers here? No. Do I have 1,000 people, who bought Sorcellerie Végétale? No. People follow you for a lot of reasons, various reasons, and it's awesome. And yes, it gives you more visibility and gives you more chance of selling that book. But not all of them will buy your book. You can see this pretty easily on a YouTube channel. I have a little bit more than 600 people following this channel, but I never have 600 views under my videos. And when you look deeper into the statistic, most people who watch my videos are not subscribed to it. And then I have even less likes and even less interaction under my videos. And same thing, your family members and your friends maybe won't buy your book. And this one's going to hurt, let me tell you. But here's the thing, you are not supposed to write for them. First, you're supposed to write for yourself, and then when you published, you just want to reach an audience. And this audience might not be your followers and might not be your family and friends. You will probably be disappointed if you really focus on that. And do not go on rants on social medias about how this many people follow you and you do not have this many sales. People will just unfollow you and never want to hear of you again, or hear about you again. Number 7, you need to learn how to let go. Whether it is because you have been rewriting your book, editing your book for years, and you want it to be published, but you are too scared to send it away, or because you've been working on an idea that do not work, or because you refuse to accept that the first book you wrote won't be the first one to be published. Sometimes you just have to let go. Do not rewrite 10,000 times before sending to beta readers. Do not edit 100 times before sending to editing houses. Do not spend years on an idea that you actually do not know how to work with. I don't think that sentence was English. And do not harass publishing houses if they don't want to publish your book. Just learn how to let go. You have to work hard, you have to carry on, you have to try. But sometimes this project is not the right one. I think I messed up the numbers. The last one was number 8, I think. I don't remember. Number 9, writing won't always be your priority. When I was in school, when I was in college, writing was the only thing I could think about. That's what I wanted. That was my goal. And it still is. But right now, I have a job. It's annoying. I would rather be writing all day. But sometimes when I come back from home, I cannot write. And when I come back from home, sometimes I want to play video games or spend time with my friend and with my family. Right now, I'm trying to move out from my family house, so I don't have time to write. I barely even have time to publish videos, upload videos. Maybe at some point, your health is not going to be so good. Someone in your family's health is not going to be so good. You'll have to prioritize your sleeping schedule, your mental health, your work, your family, your dog. Writing is an awesome thing. And if you have a goal of being a published author, you have to work towards that goal. But not every day has to be about writing, because not every day can be about writing. Sometimes writing just doesn't fit in. And last but not least, you need to read and hear about these hard to swallow pills. You need it. When I was reading through this thread, through the quotes and the answers of the tweets I talked about earlier, a lot of people were like, well, now I'm depressed. Well, now I want to give up on writing. Well, this thread made me want to stop writing forever. This is why we need to talk about this. We, content creators, are probably kind of the culprit here. We talk about writing as this amazing thing, and we do very aesthetic videos with the music and the light, and how we have to keep going, and how we are strong, and we will be published one day. But the thing is, we don't know shit. Not all of us are going to be published, and writing is not easy. It would be very cool if it was, but it's not. It doesn't mean you don't love it, it doesn't mean it's not a passion, and it doesn't mean that you cannot work very hard for it. It just means that sometimes it won't work for a lot of reasons. And you need to hear these hard to swallow pills because you need to be prepared. If you think that it's going to work with the first publishing house, if you think that your first book is going to be a bestseller, if you think you are going to be rich by becoming a writer, you are strongly mistaken. And when you are going to hit that wall, it's going to hurt so bad. You have to learn about writing. And learning about writing is not just the act of writing. Sometimes it's everything that goes around, especially if you want to be published. Whether it's traditionally published with an editing house, or a publishing house, sorry, I never know which one it is. Or if you want to self-publish, you have billions of things to learn. And you know what? Before you, there have been billions of writers that hit those walls. They got hurt. Maybe learn from their mistakes. Learn from mine. And let other writers learn from yours. You are going to make mistakes. You are going to fuck up. Like, there's no way you won't. You are going to be hurt. That happens. That's life. Should you give up? Of course not. But you have to know the truth. You have to know the reality. Being a writer is hard. And it's not just the writing part that is hard, it's everything that goes around it. If you go on this tweet that I've talked about earlier and you start scrolling, you will see a lot of writers sharing their experience. And that's good. That's awesome. Because the more you read about it, the more ready you are. The bigger and the thicker your armor will be. You will still get shot by a few arrows here. I like that metaphor, by the way. You will still meet a few walls along the way, but it will be easier. It's not easy to hear, it's not easy to experiment, but it will be a little bit easier than other writers who did not know about this. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please, come back. I don't know if I'll speak English ever again on this one. Tell me in the comments what is the hard pill to swallow for author. Don't forget to check the tweet that I talked about. And until next time, take care of you. Bye!